Hi everyone, welcome back. And can't believe we're almost through the first month of 2022. Time goes by really fast. And so, yeah, hope everything is good with you guys. Um, I skipped last week. I didn't get a chance to record a video last week. I was quite a bit busy, uh, with some family coming over, and so I didn't get a chance to. So back to recording my weekly video. And if anybody listening is we're a couple of days away from that, right, from Chinese New Year, and so I'm looking forward to that. Anyways, so today I have a couple of things, couple of topics to kind of go over, try to talk about, um, trying to opine on. The first one is you know well, both topics kind of related to kind of have some relativity with one another. The first one is I saw there was a bill um, proposed, or it's not a bill yet, I guess, but I think there was a an idea floating around where California wants to allow kids ages 12 and up, right, to get vaccinated uh, without parent consent. Um, and then the second topic that I want to talk about is the state budget, right? Specifically the state budget, but more broadly the idea that or the I guess the plan that Governor Newsom um, proposed that in 2 years, 2024, he's going to expand the Medi-Cal eligibility to cover, uh, I believe, everyone, regardless of immigration status, to have Medi-Cal coverage. So those two are topics that I'm going to talk about. They're kind of related, one related to one another, and I'll explain how it's related in a bit. But so first, um, the issue or the idea, the idea that allowing kids, ages 12 and up to get vaccinated, uh, you know, without parents' consent. And in this situation, I'm assuming that they want the kids to get the COVID vaccine, right? I think it's very dangerous. To be quite honest with you, I don't agree with it. I do understand the need to have higher vaccination rates for COVID and slow the spread, especially with the Omicron variant. And now there's another Omicron point B2, I believe, or BA variant. I read about it somewhere, but I forgot exactly what it's called. So forgive me. Um, I think is in my opinion the idea of having of I'm not talking about specifically the vaccine. Um, I'm just talking about the idea of letting kids essentially, you know, to make decision without parents' consent. I think that's a very dangerous position to be in. I remember when I was 12, I didn't know anything. I couldn't make any. All I care about was going to school and then go home to play video game. You know, the there's no mental capacity to make a judgment decision based on whether weighing the cons and the benefits of making such a decision. Now, whether you believe in whether you believe the vaccine works or they don't is your I'm not it's your opinion. Um, But I think scientifically speaking, the vaccine works. But again, if you don't believe in it, it's your opinion. But the idea of letting kids without parents' consent to decide for themselves, I think that's a very dangerous proposition to be in. Um, so I don't agree with that policy, or if it's going to become whether it's some kind of law or mandate or whatever. I'm against it. Uh, so that's where I'm coming from with that. The second position or the second topic that I want to talk about is the state budget. Primarily the idea that the governor wants to, um, and again, forgive me, I read through some of it. I'm not sure if it has passed and it's going to become law in 2024 or it have a lot of support. I'm not sure. Okay, so no, please don't quote me on it. But I think that's how we how a lot of people on the right, you know, their talking point is that the left wants to control everybody, wants to mandate, wants to give out free stuff, wants to tax it the people so that they can give out free stuff to low income people and things like that. I think this idea kind of plays into their talking point and kind of a give that talking point a lot of validity to it. I think that I don't agree with that as well. One is if you're going to give everybody some kind of benefits, that is an incentive to incentivize more people to illegally come to the country or to the state and whatnot, right? If I'm giving out free candy to everybody, everybody is gonna come, right? To that wants the candy is gonna come, regardless if they need it or not. So that's one. Two, we have a lot. Our healthcare system in this country, um, I believe, has a lot of work to do. We spend a lot of money, a lot of healthcare expenditures per capita, but studies show that we're not even having the best healthcare system. Um, we have a lot of people who still, um, uninsured, and so the cost is already huge. Now imagine giving out, you know, more coverage for people. That's going to raise the cost of it, right? And what does that mean? That means that it's going to raise. That's going to need a lot of taxes to pay for those coverage. And again, California and specifically, and also in the U.S. for working middle class, taxes is hitting those people the hardest, and so this will add to that, right? And thirdly, by coming here illegally, they're already those people. And again, I understand. I'm an immigrant myself. Um, I, I do feel I empathize and I do feel the situation. My family came here legally. Um, So I'm not against immigrants at all. I was an immigrant myself, but we our country is based on the Constitution. It's based on the rule of law. We have to do things by the book. We have to do things legally. And so if you're coming here, if you're an illegal immigrant, by definition, you're already breaking the law. So now we're going to um, reward you with free healthcare benefit for breaking the law in the first place. I think that does not make any sense to me. And so, yeah, those are the two things topic that I want to talk to you about today. Kind of related to one another in that by mandating or by making law that allow kids to uh, uh, make decision for themselves, as well as having so much overreach into people's lives. I think that's kind of play into the talking point um, that the right has been spewing um, over the years. And so that's just my opinion on it. Again, we'll be back uh, next week. With that being said, thank you so much, and hope everybody have a great great day.